Visiting Pennsylvania, the Republican Donald Trump complained not all states require voters to show identification. He suggested this could only be to allow cheating. He also suggested he wouldn't mind journalists being shot, though his campaign team has insisted the comments were a joke. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris, his rival, was in Michigan appealing to traditionally Republican voting men to support the Democrats. Well, she was given a rapturous reception at a black church in the state, whose congregations are her key constituency, before visiting a local restaurant where she chatted with voters. This report from our correspondent, Jessica Parker.
The closing stages of this presidential race, as the two people aiming to take charge of the world's largest economy seek momentum and votes. Donald Trump used rallies to hammer home his message.
I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of massive numbers of criminals coming into our country. Thank you very much, Kamala and Joe.
But his campaign had to clarify remarks about bulletproof glass, saying they weren't to do with harming the media.
And I have this piece of glass here, but all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much.
Kamala Harris has claimed her opponent is increasingly unstable, but at this rally she avoided saying Donald Trump's name.
America is ready for a fresh start, ready for a new way forward, where we see our fellow American not as an enemy, but as a neighbor.
We thank you for how you have lifted her up.
Both candidates have been focusing their energies on 7 key swing states, which could decide this election. In Michigan, Harris supporters queued up, eager to usher their candidate into power.
I think people are changing their mindsets, which is really good. A lot of Trump supporters are now not necessarily becoming Democrats, but understanding that she is the one who's going to help us become a better economy and a better place in general.
While in Georgia, Trump backers were beating the drum for his return to the White House.
I mean, our economy was better when Trump was in office. Everything was better. But I want our open borders, biggest mistake ever.
More than 74 million Americans have already made use of early voting ahead of Tuesday, Election Day. This presidential race, that's watched for its impact all over the world, is now approaching its endgame. Jessica Parker, BBC News in Washington, D.C.
And a little while back, I also spoke to Jessica Parker, who gave me the latest on the final leg of the race.
There'll be rival rallies held in Pennsylvania today by Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. They are going to be taking it to the wire in their quest to win votes. Because as I was just saying in that report there, a lot of people have already voted. A lot of people have probably actually already made up their mind, but the people they are trying to reach are those undecided voters, particularly in those swing states, which it's not known whether they might go red or blue, whether they might go Republican or Democrat. So you're going to see a real push for that, I think, over the next 24 hours. And then you head into Tuesday, of course, where it is Election Day, with the remainder of people who haven't yet cast an early ballot can go to the polls. And then we should start seeing some results spilling in, and then we'll have to wait and see exactly how long it takes. We don't know for sure for a final result to come through, and whether Donald Trump or Kamala Harris is going to be the next US president. A huge deal, as you were just reflecting as well, not just for the United States, but because this is the world's biggest economy. Whoever is in charge here has ramifications all over the globe.
Absolutely. And Jessica, given that it's been such a tight race, something that we've been saying over and over again and continue to report on, what's really the mood like in both the camps and also among the supporters who you may have been speaking to?
I mean, at this stage, they're really going to be trying to project confidence and build momentum. It's quite interesting. I referred to it in my report just now, how Kamala Harris, having previously gone on the attack on Donald Trump, In her latest rally that we were watching, she decided not to name Donald Trump. I think she was trying to suggest that she's got a positive campaign, calling on America to kind of I would paraphrase a little bit, but put division behind it, emphasizing herself almost as some kind of